Oh shit. Kind of just waiting for some people to get into the chat. I feel like with these lives, even if I don't get a lot of people on there, I'm probably just gonna wind up doing them like maybe once a day. Hello. I'm probably gonna wind up trying to do them at least once a day. I don't know. In a lot of ways, I feel like I'm kind of inspired by James or JLJ Media because he does his shows live every day. So I was like, you know what? Let me try. I don't know about the everyday thing because I'm already doing 5 days with soaps and everything. So I don't understand why my chat, why somebody would say something and then the message would just disappear. Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, that's exactly how little Sandy. I just saw you on James live a couple minutes ago. Sorry, I started a little bit late. I went to finish making my food. I wouldn't sit there and say like cooking, but like reheating food. So, how is everyone's week doing? How's everyone's day going so far? Oh, by the way, can anyone hear me? Like, I watched a couple of clips of it. It actually looks pretty good. Like, it actually like even for that time period, like the fights and stuff like that looks pretty good. By the way, if anyone can let me know, um, how's the sound on it? Because I have my AC on and I want to make sure that people can hear me. So yeah, how's everyone week going? It's like I can only show certain parts of my room because certain parts have Thank you. Yeah, it's I'm still. Wow, I cannot believe I actually have 7 people so far in the live. This week has just been crazy in a good way. And I woke up Saturday and was at Starbucks at the ass crack of dawn, like 6 o'clock in the morning, like 5:30 in the morning, and I saw it said 999. I was like, yeah, let me have my latte first, and let me just sit there and recheck it again because um, I want to make sure I'm seeing this right. I still cannot believe that I'm at 1,000 subscribers. You know what? I'm still I don't think you really have to act humble, but I'm still just I don't know. I'm still in shock, and it's literally been like 24 hours. Thank you, thank you so much. I hope your day is going good at work. Um, Working on the weekends can kind of suck, so trust me, I just came from work, which actually was not really that bad. Surprisingly, it was. I don't think I really have bad days. I think sometimes I just have bad customers. I don't really have bad days. Just more bad customers than anything else. So yeah, what is everyone's favorite show? What's everyone's favorite shows? I think back in the day for me, everything is going well. Everything is going surprisingly well. I'm it's going to take me a couple of days to just kind of take everything all in. So this is like genuine shock on my face, and it's been like all my children like Buffy the Vampire. Yes, my favorite show. Well, one of my favorite shows back in the day was Lex. It was a science fiction show that focused on science fiction and sex. It's the weirdest show, and somehow they put that show on the air, and I swear there were certain scenes, even on basic cable. I'm surprised that it they got through it. And speaking of the person, let me check the chats. Did you watch Angel? Anthony, did you watch Angel? I know a lot of people that like Buffy, they watch Angel. So was you one of those people that watch Angel? Yeah, they actually had some really deep. It's amazing. I sit there and I look back at some of the fight scenes for Angel. I mean, for like Buffy, and some of the fight scenes are even better than some of the stuff that they have now, which is really sad. Okay, that's the only word I could sit there and come up with. It's just sad. Yeah, I didn't watch All My Children, but I watched One Life to Live. One Life to Live was my show. Okay, One Life to Live. You had Todd, you had Colin, then you had Troy, which was, let's be honest, he was the same damn character. Um, you had Al, you had Marcy. I remember watching the interview way back in the day on Soap Talk about how they were actually going to like. She didn't know she was going to have a job because of her size, and I mean, I was sad, but I mean, she was a great character though. And Asa Buchanan. Yeah, I want to start trying to do some lives. I want to start trying to do some reaction channels, reaction video stuff. This week, I'm actually going to be doing a whole YouTube partnership thing, so I'm going to be applying for that. And I'm just, yeah. Dorian and many husbands. Dorian Lord and Vicky and Nikki and Tess and Jess. You know the sad part is that I stopped watching when um after Erica Torpy left, and then they started doing the whole DID thing on Jessica. And I think at that time they got, well, Roger or Rugner, whatever you want to call him, he was out, and they got the other guy to play Todd. And I don't know, for me it never really stuck. Like it just didn't work for me. And I feel like it's because Rugner, if I'm pronouncing his name wrong, just please tell me in the chat. Um, Whenever he plays a character, he puts a lot of himself into it. His comedic timing, his sarcasm, it's him. Like him playing like Austin, it's it's like just him playing a serious version of himself. But when he wants to start telling jokes and things of that nature, it's Rugner. That's why for me, like Franco and Todd wasn't that much apart. I mean, Todd had more of an angry streak, and Rugner was more. I mean, Austin is more serious, but it's still kind of the same thing for the most part. And by the way, yeah, yeah, you know, they're definitely one person. It's like Maurice Bernard and Sonny. You know, he's not that far from his character. Just like Nancy, whatever her last name is not that much far from Alexis. Oh, by the way, if anyone can sit there and tell me how's the volume, how's the audio? Because I'm doing this on my phone, and I don't usually I don't usually do videos on my phone, on YouTube, on YouTube. But this whole YouTube journey and stuff like that, like some people blow up overnight, some people work their ass off. Again, I go back to James. He's been doing this for 8 something years. And the dude has made a lot of contacts and stuff like that. And one of the things we were sitting there talking about, and the yeah, me too. This whole Austin thing is just not. It's not popping. It's not really working for a lot of people. I can't. Here's the thing. I can't think of one person that is like, I'm really digging this Austin character. I can't think of one person. I really cannot think of one person. Um, but yeah, going back to this whole YouTube journey thing, like it's when we were talking about, in our whole group thing. One of the things we were talking about was, Twitter, and James will say something that'll be outrageous, and he'll get a couple new subscribers. DC, he says something outrageous on there, and he got a bunch of followers and retweets and stuff like that. And sometimes I'm always sitting there thinking, as far as YouTube is concerned, it's like, I don't want to sell my soul to be, to get more numbers and stuff like that. Like, I don't want to be that person. And I know it's a lot of times on YouTube, or just in general, it's like the worst version of yourself that you portray, the more views that you get. And it's sad, but it's true. And I don't want to be that person. And I feel like I don't want to sit there and try to do the middle ground. Like, don't get me wrong, I can be an asshole sometimes, but I don't want to. Um, I don't want to be a terrible person just to get more numbers and things of that nature. So every day, I'm always like trying to like learn, and I'm so glad I did not turn the other way. So yeah, yeah, no, I can't do that. I won't do it. I won't do it. I'm gonna eat off camera. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit there and sell my soul. So I don't want to just make this about me. Um, so how was everyone else's weekend? What kind of crazy things did anyone get into? Any things of that nature? I'm still learning how to do these live streams. It's easier doing a video because, well, if I don't like it, then I can just sit there and redo it. But with live, it's kind of like James says, like, yo, there's no second takes. It's just that's it. So if I'm not doing this good, I will get better in time, like pretty much everything else. But I do want to thank everyone, even people that just tuned in and is still on here, because I didn't really have that much of a plan as far as what I was going to talk about. I want to do more lives. I do. I want to do more lives, but I want to have like a day. Hey DC, I just saw you on James live. That's my guy right there. And if you didn't sit there and check out his interview that he did, I think his name is Xavier. Definitely check it out. I am. It's not even so much I'm just thoroughly impressed, but I'm genuinely happy because I mean it's not too often that it's not too often that you can sit there and get an interview. So the fact that DC got one is amazing. So definitely show him some love and go to his channel, watch his interview. I don't know. It's interesting because we had to talk about that, and I was just like, I don't know if I'm actually ready to sit there and do an interview. Like I would have to do it with someone that not that it's I genuinely like, but like the character or whatever they're doing. Like I couldn't, like, like I couldn't do an interview with the actress that's Allie on Days. I couldn't do it. I think there's only one person. There's only one person on why. Well, there's only two people that I would do an interview with, and that is the guy that plays Victor and Jason Thomas. Those are the only two people on Why Not that I would sit there and do. Yeah, no, he killed it. He killed it. Those are the only two people that I would sit there and do an interview with. So, but I don't know. I think I'd rather just do lives, do videos or whatever. I know some people that's what they kind of generally. Well, uh, you know what? I could do one with her. I could do one with her. I can because I don't. Here's the thing. I don't generally hate her character. I'm not a fan of her character, but I don't generally hate her character. Allie is just. I just can't do one with her. Yeah, I mean I don't like her character, but I don't hate her character either. It's weird. Um, I can't think of one person that I genuinely do not like on GH. I may not be a fan of some of them, but I don't generally hate them. When I first did my first YouTube video, I generally hated Nina, like with a passion. Um, which is why there was a lot of swearing in that video. And I want to one of the videos I want to do was a reaction video to my first video, my first YouTube video, my first soap opera rant. Because let's be very clear, that was not a review. I don't know. No, it was an angry tirade. Okay, that's what that was. It was a genuine angry tirade, and I want to do a reaction video towards that. I want to do a reaction video towards that. Well, I gotta search for that because that is just, no, no, no. Yeah, I don't hate her. No, I still gotta put. I gotta find a way to put that in there, like as far as super chats, because I wanna. I don't know. I feel like you have to get monetized first before you can start doing super chats, and um, I gotta apply for it this week. So, and I don't know what kind of information I need, so I gotta go to the bank tomorrow and take care of that stuff. So, I actually have to wake up early in the morning like an adult on my day off. So that's gonna be fun. But I definitely will be sitting there putting that stuff in there. And I don't want to be like any. You know what? It's not a bad idea. That's actually not a bad idea. Thank you. It's a really good idea. Yo, one when I sit there and tell you that I used to love One Life to Live, like it's straight up no joke. Like back when they actually had Soap Night, even when I would watch it through the week, Sunday come up, Sunday marathon comes up, and I would sit there and just watch the marathon. And even back in the day, when I used to have box braids, and every Sunday, because it was a process. Like Saturday, I would wash my hair and hot coming out, and then Sundays, she would sit there and braid my hair, and Sundays for like 4 to 5 hours while she was sitting there braiding my hair, I would just sit there and just rewatch episodes of One Night to Live. It was great. I look at some of the stories and I don't know if you can actually tell them now, but it was great. Um, I do wish that some of the characters from One Night to Live, sub James, James is on my live. Now I know I kind of hit a little bit big when James came to my live. I am if I shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say it. If you can see a black man blush, this is what blushing would actually look like. Because I'm still just in shock. Um, but yeah. Now, One Like to Live used to be my show. Vicky, I am clearly on the I can't believe it. Um, what you gonna like about Vicky? I'm genuinely curious what you gonna like about Vicky. I feel like the people that would probably get maybe annoying would be Nora, because I don't know. I feel like One Life to Live was my show. One Life to Live and Port Charles, my goodness, young Kelly Monaco and Michael Easton. Michael Easton, um, Lucy. They used to. That's the thing. I heard they used to actually do like maybe 30 or 40 whatever minutes on Hulu with One Life to Live and All My Children, and then the whole well Parkland thing happened, or Rex, whatever that group was. Jessica, Poor Charles Night Chef. I remember it like it was yesterday. My first One Life to Live um, episode that I watched was, I think they had some sort of train wreckage. They had some sort of train wreckage. And it was funny too because you saw Christian, Jessica, and Will. I think somebody was hurt. And Bo looked at the whole thing. Now, granted, I guess Will was still in custody or whatever. And he watched them just walk off, and he didn't do a damn thing. Like, he literally just watched them walk away, just carrying Will or whatever. And I was just like, you're the commissioner. You're not going to, what? Yeah. Um, I can see that. But that's the same thing I can see for Nora. It was that whole love triangle thing between Nora and Lindsay. I like Lindsay. Yeah, what is going on with that? Kelly and Jesus Christ, the guy that was on Riverdale, her husband. They were supposed to be doing something like that, and that's still been in the wind. Hmm. I can see that. I can see that. What did every okay? If you watch One Like to Live, what did it? Okay, thank you. Because I just remember him being Hiram on Riverdale. Yeah, what is going on with that? That's I never actually watched. I never actually watched All My Children. That was the one show I didn't watch, so I can't actually say that. But looking at my least favorite, I don't know if I can't think of a least favorite. Maybe who is the not Curtis, one second. David Hayward. Who's David Hayward? I don't remember Hank, but I do remember RJ though. I do remember RJ. RJ and the Vegas used to always just have this greenway, Knots Landing. You hated Erica. Whoa, okay. Why did you not like Erica Kane? I want to wait for that answer. Why you didn't like Erica Kane? Okay. Who is Blair's husband? I know that's kind of a stupid question. Not Todd, but the other guy who's her husband in real life. No, I mostly stuck to the I mostly stuck to the stuff on Channel Seven, on ABC. Max, Max from. Oh yes, okay, yeah. Did people not like him? Because I felt like when I was watching him, he was very sneaky all the time, very like, and like between that and like always like sucking up to like Asa. Yes, they still actually talk about Erica Kane on General Hospital during that whole right before Sasha's meltdown. They was meant to talk about Erica Kane. I never really got into the CBS soaps. I remember Colin. Hmm. She declined. Why? What is she doing? But you know what? The fact that some people loved her and the fact that some people hated her meant that she was really just doing her job. Oh, Natalie, I st- I still remember that one fight that Natalie and Jessica had, and hmm, yeah, I put it this way: Natalie was an interesting character, but that that, that chick was hot. Okay, I was like looks wise. Here's the thing: I don't go gaga over like movie stars or actresses and stuff like that, but Natalie has some curves. Okay, I'm gonna sit there and say that Natalie has some curves. It was kind of a dick move that she did when I think John McBain was falling for Sam, and Natalie decided to want him taking the child to like another country or something like that, just that way he can be with his son or whatever. I was like, whoa, okay, you want to divorce him or whatever, that's fine. But when you start sitting there taking away people's children, yeah, I'm not cool with that. Not cool with that at all. Yo, um, so let me get this straight. There was a murder in that house, and there's no guards or anything like that. Rolf is just able to just just walk in the tunnels or whatever, just nothing. I mean, I get maybe he would have probably said, "Oh, my name is Rolf or whatever. I'm a loyal Demera or whatever fan or whatever." But like, come on, really? Oh my God, I was. Mm 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 mm. Oh my goodness, I cannot stand that storyline. I couldn't stand it. I really couldn't stand it. Do not even get me started on that because that may actually put me in a bad mood. Never way. There. Yeah, and it's weird because they pretty much just kind of redid that storyline with Drew and Jason. Killed off the giant. No, no, no. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's one of those things where it's like it was. I didn't like Chanel her whole "woe was me" attitude. I didn't like the fact that they were sitting there literally fighting over one person. And it's like I get that they normally argue with each other. I mean, they're brother and sister. They're gonna do that from time to time. But um, it's one of those things where I felt like if Chanel really meant what she said, as far as like I don't want to cause a rift between you two, then she probably should just backed off. Oh, Brooke, 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 Brooke. Be careful. All right, be careful. You know what? I get. You know what? I get that. I get that about like coming in and liking a different actor playing that character. Because for me, with Days, you know, here's the thing: new fans will, old fans won't. Old fans will not. Old fans will not. That's the same thing with me and the new EJ. I love the new EJ. But I know there's a lot of people that's like, oh, I'm not really a fan of the new EJ. I like the old one. And you know what? To be honest, whenever I see people like arguing about that, it's like, you know what? You're both right. Like you like the change in the perspective of that character and how they're portraying that same character. Brooklyn and Taylor. Oh, good old days. But no, it's sort of like Jason. Like there was a point where somebody else was playing Jason. I think his name was Billy something. He was playing Jason. Some people really like that version of Jason, and other people was like, "Yo, this ain't working for me." Now, for me, I was kind of in the middle because I was like, you know what? Listen, I know that he's not gonna play the old. old version of Jason. But I did like his take on Jason, and I did like the fact that he put family before Sonny. And honestly, to tell you the truth, it was even when Jason came back and he was like, "Oh yeah, he's not like the old Jason because he just never really seemed like he was about that life, and he wasn't really there for us." And it's like, you self-centered prick. I love Sonny, but I don't blame you. And the sad thing is that you're both right. You're both right. Yeah. And you know what? And you're right. And you know what? That really does show a certain level of self-centeredness, because Jason was the type of guy that would sit there and stop what he's doing, drop what he's doing, sit there and had to solve Carly's problems, to solve Sonny's problems, and everyone else's problems. But Billy's version on Jason was about Sam and the kids. Sonny is trash. Ooh, I love it. I mean, that's my guy, but yeah, brain damage Sonny. Come on, DC. You're gonna get in trouble just like James now. You don't want to be in that box. Oof. Get yourself in trouble, DC. Sonny is trash and always has been. I love it. I love it. Why is he trash? All right, Samuel. Why is Sonny and Carly trash? I want to know why is I've never actually had that many people in the lot before. I am past and present. Ooh. Um Maybe Stage. I think her name was either it was Sage. Sage was, I think, Lorenzo Alcazar's niece. Nina. Nina is a character I don't really like. Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of people actually, even though that people don't like him, they deal with him because they know that there's worser versions. There's worser criminals. Kate and Connie for me. Kate and Connie. I can see that. I can see that. I mean, it is kind of trash that you decided to reinvent yourself and it was just like you practically was not Jenny from the block. You changed your accent and everything like that. You changed your name because you was ashamed of your family and your past and stuff. Yeah, I can see that. Oh yeah, no, I'm looking for that. Hmm. I can see why people don't like Esme, but Esme is one of those type of people that I guess she's quote unquote stirring the pot. It's like Kristen on Days. I love Kristen on Days. I love, love, love Kristen on Days. But yeah, no, Esme is interesting. I can see that. I can I can I can definitely see that. And I guess at some point they're gonna get the Liz character, maybe like in the next 2 or 3 weeks. It's something that I agree with James on. When I was watching his live earlier, and he was talking about it's a bloated cast. There's too many people on this show on GH. And the thing is with Days, it's like there's not enough people. There's not enough people on Days because Chanel really only has two choices: Ali or Johnny. He doesn't have anyone else. There's no one. Well, okay, maybe Alex right now, but why is that? Why did you watch CBS soap operas more than ABC soap operas? Okay, I'm not sure about the dying part, but yeah, yeah, and you would sit there and think Johnny don't have any family to talk to. Well, how's EJ when he's in a good mood? Yeah, no, obviously, I got you. I'm messing with you. Oh, Jesus Christ, another new character? Why? Hmm, I can see that. I can see that. Whenever I'm actually watching like well, Y&R, like on Paramount, it looks really good. So I see that. And that's the thing, they already have three characters. They already have three new characters. And I'm still just like, so when are we gonna sit there and do this whole Liz storyline? Like they're sure for like maybe a couple of episodes, like within the week, and then she's just gone. That's it. She's done. And you know what? Not to sit there and keep reharping on James' comment, but when I was asking him about TJ and Molly, he was like, he didn't care. He really didn't care because we don't see them that often, and it's a shame. It is actually, to tell you the truth, it's a real shame for Molly because that actress has been there since they had the first Morgan. The first young child Morgan, when Dante was doing his whole undercover stuff, and now it's like we barely see her. And I get it sometimes. Like sometimes we want more. We want people to be more exposed, but they also have personal lives. They have other things that they're doing. Other movies and shows or whatever. So I can get that on some level. I never watched Passions. I never watched Passions, and it was weird too. I remember I was actually sitting at the asking somebody was like, "Is as I was like, is Guiding Light coming on?" I think it was like a couple years ago. It was like, "Is Guiding Light coming on at some point?" Because it used to come on at 10 o'clock, and somebody was like, "Nah, bro, that show ended years ago." Wasn't Passions where they had like the supernatural stuff, like the warlocks and the witches and stuff like that? I remember one actor. I think they had like dwarfism or whatever, passed away. Oh, by the way, can somebody sit there and tell me how is the audio? No, my whole here's the thing. My whole thing when I first started watching soap operas, and I watched One Life. I didn't even know you could retract messages. Interesting. Um, when I used to sit there and watch ABC soap operas, I remember I was watching SoapNet, and I think Ty Treadwell Smith they're talking about how why not like the CBS soaps were more for older people, and because of that, I never really gave it a chance. Never really gave like that stuff a chance. Like even Days, I didn't give that stuff a chance because I felt like the stuff on ABC was more modern um, than some of the other stuff that was going on. At least that was what I thought at the time. And I kind of kick myself now because like Days, I love Days, and I heard some of the stories back in the day was really good. Days. Thank you. What? No, not that. What is ATWT? What is that? Well, yeah, yeah. I guess that's before they had that Disney money. It's before they had that Disney money. Now that's a question. Have a meatball. Thank you. Now that's a question. Because people talk about predictability all the time. And do you think that the soap operas are predictable? Or do you think it's because you've been watching soap operas for so long that that's why it's predictable? Oh, thank you. Okay. I say that because you can sit there and watch a show, this any show, pick the Flash or whatever, and after a while, after a couple of seasons, it'll become predictable. Yeah, yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like you just watch soap opera for so long, you know there's a certain formula, there's a certain beat, especially if you watch it 5 days a week. Yeah, yeah, and I don't want to sit there and say that you should be. I don't want to sit there and say that you should lower your expectations. But if you've been watching soap opera for so long, sometimes, I talk to some people at work, like some of my customers come in. I have one person, that's my days girl, and I have another person, that's my GH girl. And sometimes they'll both be like, yeah, I don't know, it's kind of boring. Nothing's really happening right now. It's like, no, stuff is happening. It's just, you know, like stuff will happen and it'll be good for a little bit, but then it's like, it'll kind of, I don't know. I don't know. Now that I'm sitting there thinking about that, even when I watch an episode, you've been watching since I've been watching since 2001. Jesus Christ, I feel old now. Oh my goodness, I feel old. I've been watching soap operas since. Hmm, I was gonna sit there and say since 2000, but I've actually watched it before then because I was watching it in high school, and I think that was like either 1999 or 1998. Oh, you mean like when they started doing that whole Hayden Barnes thing, and like people didn't know, who shot Hayden, even though that they went back and it was Nicholas the whole time. Yeah, I remember that. Oh, you're young. You're young, and I'm old. And you definitely don't look 40, so whatever you're doing, keep doing it. More. And call you more. Okay. So I'm still, because I started doing 4 soap operas again, and I'm still trying to get into Y&R. So if you are, if you are a Y&R fan, tell me some stuff that you like about Y&R. Like, what are the good stuff that you really like about Y&R? What are some of your favorite characters that you like about Y&R? A lot of times when I'm sitting there reading the comments and stuff like that, even after I do my reviews, it really helps me because I like getting people's perspectives. Because sometimes I'll sit there and read something and be like, I didn't think of that. I didn't think of this. So if you're a Y&R fan, please tell me what it is about Y&R that you like. Mm, yeah, but okay, here's the thing with that. As a new viewer, it shouldn't be where it feels like, I don't want to say gatekeepers, but it shouldn't be where it's like I should be okay, you should be a new viewer and you should start to enjoy the show. It shouldn't be where it's like you have to have been watching it for a while to really understand the dynamics. Having Drew to fall. Like I don't know. Sometimes I'll be sitting up there watching Y&R, and it's like it's not. Here's the thing. It's not a bad soap opera, but sometimes it's just kind of hard to get into. Like Friday's episode with Nick and the self wallowing. Oh my god, that started to get annoying after a while. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Don't get me wrong. When they had the whole Ashland thing, that was pretty fun and interesting to watch. And you have Victoria that's not there using words that you gotta look up in the source like contrition. It's like, oh, something something contrition. I'm like, the hell? What is this? The 14th? Like, who talks like that? So no, you're right on time. And thank you for joining. I like these lives. Okay, interesting. Tracy. Isn't Tracy with Michael Baldwin? Or is that another character? Later. It's just so weird calling him Michael Baldwin. Like, Ashley and Victoria. Yo, the woman that plays Ashley now, I don't know, she seems like she has a lot of fire in her. Okay. Yeah, thank you. I'm still getting used to the names. So I think sometimes that is the hardest part when I'm doing these four soap operas. Is trying to remember the names and not get them confused with some other name. Like, yeah, I like her. I like her. She seems like she got a bit of spunk and fire in her. I like her. Um, but yeah, it's not getting the names confused. That is like Chance. His first name is Philip. I'm like, oh great, there's gonna be another Philip. But somebody was like, no, 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 no. They call him Chance. It's cool. Like, all right. But now, like, you have two Nicholases. And granted, on YNR that they just call him Nick, and the other one, or they just call him Nicholas. So it makes it a little bit easier to just make them different. I feel like that's the problem that I'm having with YNR and B&B to some extent. Is I feel like I miss some of their glory, some of these characters' glory days. Like I even look back in General Hospital with Sunny, like like the Metro Court scenes and things of that nature. Like those are some really great times. Um, like Manny and stuff like that. Lorenzo Alcazar. Yeah, I feel like I missed out on some of their glorious stuff. Like even Bill on B&B. Like I heard they used to have some crazy stuff going on. Like Bill threw Ridge out of a plane. I'm like, I mean, out of a helicopter. The slut from the valley. Jesus Christ. Oof. Okay, so I watch B&B on a website. I'm not gonna say what website it is, but oh Manny, let me tell you something. Manny is not only crazy, was crazy back in the day, but the actor that plays him, that dude scares the living life out of me. Like the short dude with the tattoos and everything like that. Like that guy is so intimidating. Abby. Yeah. Chance's girlfriend. Chance's girlfriend and Chance's wife, right? Slut in the Valley. Jesus Christ. So, yeah. Um. So I watch B&B on the site sometimes if I'm watching it early. And on this site, people rate comments and stuff like that. People go in on Brooke so hard. Some of the stuff is valid, and I can, whatever. Thank you. And there's something about calling someone all these derogatory names like slut and everything under the sun, where it's just like, y'all do realize it's a soap opera, right? B&B is just bad, period. I don't know if I asked you this, Samuel, but what is your favorite soap opera? Quinn slapping Brooke. Oh, Quinn. Oh, Quinn. Quinn. And of course, Donna. Donna and Eric. one that you're watching currently. Why aren't you watching currently? Well, that's the thing about why. That's the thing about Y&R. A lot of these characters seem like they don't really do that much. You know, I like Victor for some odd reason, and I don't know why. I really don't know why, but I really like Victor for some odd reason. And I feel like with Jack, all right, yeah, GH is. Here's the thing, GH is definitely my favorite. If I had to sit there and rank them, it would be GH, Days. Although sometimes in some episodes I'll actually have to give Days, you know, Days the lead, but GH, Days, and then B&B, and then Y&R. But as far as reviewing these soap operas, yeah, Victor, there's just something about him. I don't know what it is. There's something about him. Whenever he talks, I'm just like, I'm just like, I don't know what it is. What it is. Yeah. So is so is Lee. On B&B. Like I said, I don't normally. What are your thoughts on Days? You know, Lee in like real life, she's good. She's good. She's beautiful. And sexy as hell, honestly. But so is Donna. And I know the minute I say that, 'cause I said that before, and people were like, "You're a Logan lover." I'm like, nah, bro. I just think that she's hot. Like, I just think that she's hot. Like, she may not be the smartest person on that show or pretty much any show, but I wouldn't put it past Coin to sit there and do that. Here's the thing. I feel like yes, Kate. I feel like Jack was like that too back in the day. I miss old school Jack so much. I saw a couple of clips of old school Jack when he was just being a dick, and I'm like, why can I not have that version? Why do I got to get the Mister Rogers version? Yes. And right now, I feel like they're correcting the mistake because, from what I understand, the fans wanted Stefano or Stefan. I think that's his name. They wanted Stefan, and they got Jake the mechanic instead. Yes, yes, that actor terrifies me. Um, yeah, I miss old school Jack. But yeah, they're correcting the mistake. People wanted Stefan, they got Jake, and now they're getting Stefan again. And I don't. I'll see how it is. I think here's the thing. I think the last person that played Stefan was Christopher Tyler. I think. Well, I feel like they have more doctors and nurses than they do cops and things of that nature. But I mean, it is called GH, so there is that. You know what? I would actually be okay with that. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. It has nothing to do with age thing or whatever. You know, I've been with older women before, but I just feel like in some ways it would just make sense for Victor and Ava to actually be together. Okay, Samuel, was Days and Another World like were they in the same universe? Like General Hospital, All My Children, you know, all the ABC soaps, they're in the same universe. So was that the same thing with Days and Another World Turns? You know, even as I'm sitting here talking about it, it's hard to believe that there's only four soap operas. In some ways, there's only four soap operas, and back in the day, there used to be so many more. And yeah, they are doing Beyond Salem, which I actually do love Beyond Salem. I just, I don't know. I feel like everything is a soap opera now. Hell, even The Flash is a soap opera. Oh wow. Um, my recommendation would be Days. If nothing else, watch Days of Our Lives. When I first started doing these reviews, when I first started doing reviews, and you know during the whole thing, pandemic, whatever, you know, people was like, "Yo, you should watch Days." You know, the same people. You know, one of the writers that wrote for One Like to Live wrote it. Wrote for Days. You know, was writing for Days. I said, okay, cool. It took me about a couple of days or whatever to get into it. Once I knew the dynamics a little bit, and then I just loved it. Like I genuinely loved it. Hell, to be honest, Days is here's the thing. Days is easier to review than GH. My list for reviewing stuff that's easy to hard is B&B, Days, GH, and YNR. I definitely love to sit there and see some characters come on there. But at the same time, I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't really know them. I wouldn't really know the character, so I wouldn't really. No, no, you should watch Days. You should watch Days. That would be my personal recommendation, but I don't actually do that often. But that would be my personal recommendation. Yeah, that'd be interesting. I don't know how that would work, but that would be interesting though. I mean, just imagine if it was all one shared universe. Jesus Christ, it sounds like Marvel. Um, I'll have to do reviews on YouTube and not on here. I'll have to do reviews on. What do you mean you would love to do reviews on YouTube and not on here? You mean like another platform, or that would be interesting if they actually did like a whole universe, like with all the soap operas. Um, you know, isn't it they're talking about? I think his name is Sean Blake. And that was such a missed opportunity. People were so hyped when Sean got out of jail. I was hyped when they got Sean out of jail because I remember him. I remember him this first episode during the Balkan storyline. And they got him out and they didn't do anything with his character. They shut down the whole Hayden Barnes investigation. And then he's, becoming a news publisher. And I'm like, what? Yeah, yeah, I can see that. You can try doing it on TikTok. I would say go for TikTok. TikTok is really popular. I would say Facebook, but like technically you can actually get paid by Facebook. Goes on TG Venom. What is okay? I know I'm sounding stupid. What is TG Venom though? Doors one TG Venom. 25. Tell me what TG Venom is, and I would tell you my thoughts on that. Yeah, I would say TikTok. I forgot you can actually get monetized on Facebook. I gotta be careful about what part of the room I show. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's fun, but it's bad. Let's just say there's certain material that's not YouTube appropriate. We'll put it that way. What character? Um, Max. I would sit there and say Max. There's just something about her that just seemed really sneaky. Um, and Rex, and damn, I'm sitting there thinking about some more people I hated. Not Jessica. What was it? Jennifer. Jennifer, I didn't like. Jennifer and Rex, I didn't like. Yeah, I. You bring up a good point, Samuel. But there's a lot of pros and cons to that. Like Beyond Salem season 2 is on Peacock Plus or Peacock, subscription. And the first season wasn't. Second season was. I feel like there's a lot of older people that just wouldn't like the idea of buying a streaming service to watch their favorite show. Yeah. I don't know if it's a generation thing. And to be honest, I can understand if you've been watching the show for so long and then out of the clear blue after like 20 something years, like, hey, you want to watch it? You got to pay money. I, I would understand that. I have a ton of streaming services and I'm in that generation group where it's like, it makes sense. Like even from, a money standpoint or whatever, I can see how that would do good. Because even Beyond Salem, like it looked good. It looked really good. So I see both sides of that. I'm still waiting for 2025 on what is TG Venom. Now, if you're talking about Sony Venom, like the well, the Sony verse, I would just call it. I think it was a cool concept. The first one was great. But like by the time they got to part two, it was like, okay, cool, you're not fighting Riot, you're fighting Carnage. I'm like, it's just another it's just another character that's red instead of like black or blue. So, okay. Who are some characters that you don't like? That you're currently watching now. Give me three characters that you currently do not like. On you can pick any one of the soap operas that's currently going on right now that you cannot stand, and why. Thank you. I don't, like even on Y&R when I was sitting there watching it on Friday, like Tess and Mariah are so boring. Oh my god. Every scene that I've seen of them so far has just been boring as hell. No, Samuel, same thing. Same thing with me. Same thing with me. Um, Only time I don't really watch some of the stuff on the action networks is if I have the day off and I get to sit and watch stuff early because I'm reviewing stuff. But yeah, definitely like on Peacock, like yeah. But it's something about Beyonce alone, as opposed to watching the regular days, where it's like you can tell that there's a money difference. Like you can tell that there was a little bit more money spent on Beyonce alone than it was. Watch, it's not going to take me to the link. I'm gonna get my other phone. I can't believe actually I won't. I'm just so. Yeah, so let me know in the comment section. Yeah, I mean, you watch Beyonce, you can clearly see that there is a difference. Um, yeah, no, but just tell me, what is TG Venom? I just want to know what it is, and I can sit there and give my thoughts on it. Oh, okay. I will definitely do that. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Which kind of goes back into Samuel's point as far as making some of these soap operas on streaming services. They probably should have did that. I don't know if they did that. No, they didn't do that. I'm thinking of the night shift. I'm thinking of the night shift. But it's crazy because me, DC, and James is like they're talking about like is soap operas like done? Like do you see soap operas going on for the next 10 something years? You know what? I can see where you're coming from, Samuel. I can genuinely see where you're coming from because you're really not wrong. You're really not wrong. I just sit there and look at that list for a minute, like, Mm-hmm. 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 Yep. Okay. Oh, yeah. You got a point. You got a point. But yeah, about putting this stuff on streaming services. I don't know. I mean, like with everything, there's a lot of pros and cons to it. Um, and Sam, you are right. They shouldn't be treating people like they're like 80 something years old. But to be fair, there are a lot of people that have been watching these soap operas for a long time. Thank you, Sandy. I look forward to seeing you throughout the week, as well as everyone else. I cannot believe I've actually been here for like an hour and 20 something minutes. uh, I seriously cannot believe I've actually been here for an hour and 20 something minutes. I don't think I've ever actually had a live as long as this, or had so many people on there. See, and see, I rock with you, Samuel. I rock with you because when I said it, apparently I was being petty. I was being petty. Since I've never acted before, then you know, I don't know what I'm talking about. I rock with you, Samuel. Here's the thing. I don't think that, like this week when he was just doing his regular tone voice or whatever, it was fine. But I've seen times where he gets dramatic and it's just like, bro, this is not working. This isn't working. Now I don't know. I've had people in the comment section, and one person was sitting there saying it's not really about the actor, it's about director. Like basically sitting there saying it wasn't his fault that his acting came across so bad, that it was the director, which I really don't believe, but that person believed it, and so I'm gonna let that person rock. Let that person rock. But no, his I don't I don't know if his acting is bad when it comes towards being dramatic, or is his acting just bad? Because some people can't act. Rock with you, Samuel. Rock with you. Um, but some people just can't be dramatic. Some people can't do dramatic. Um, and you've seen that in movies when somebody is afraid of something, they'll go all out. But um, like I look at Jeannie Francis, and I remember she had to do this one scene where she had to be like really loud and really scared, and it just came across like, what? Didn't like being big when you were younger. Hmm. Why didn't you like being big when you were younger? Why didn't you like being big when you were younger? I'm genuinely curious. I mean, like I said, I only started watching. You know, to that extent, when you said that it was better when you were younger, is it because? And this sounds really bad, but your expectations are is a lot lower when you're younger. It's a lot young. It's a lot lower when you're younger. So me watching, I love the new intro. Um, I actually tell you the truth, B&B actually is my favorite intro. GH used to actually have my GH used to have my favorite intro at one point. but now it's being big. And I remember before I started watching B&B, and I was gonna go get breakfast at 1 o'clock in the afternoon because why not? And they had it playing, and I was like, is it my imagination, or did the women in soap operas actually? When did the women in soap operas actually got hot? Like when did that take place? And what I mean by hot, I mean by flow, and that red thingy that she had on. Yeah, that's true. I can see that, but I also see like people have different expectations though. I do like YNR's theme. I do. General Hospital is actually the worst because it's just pictures. It's just like a slideshow. It's so lazy. It's so lazy. I remember when Alcazar was in the intro for GH, and I used to love that intro. It was so alive. It was ah. You remember when soaps used to actually have the names of the characters in their intros? Like they used to actually show their face or whatever, and they would actually have the names instead of like. Because now, if I watch something and I don't know who the character is, like who this person is, I'd literally have to wait until they say something. Yeah, I don't think they're ever gonna actually gonna change that. I don't think they're ever actually gonna sit there and change the theme, like the intro to Days. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I really don't. Really don't. In all reality, this is actually the most fun I've had doing a live. Hmm. I gotta check that out. All My Children. In the later years, I loved the intro, like the intro theme in All My Children. And I didn't even watch that show. And even just thinking about the intro now, it's like it kind of makes me want to watch the show. How? Okay, you gotta tell me how she would redeem herself if she stole that boat. I mean, of course, if she stole that boat, then we wouldn't have Ben and Sierra in Salem. So I don't know. I feel like again back in the days, like expectations were a lot lower. Like let's put it this way: if I was reviewing Port Charles now, I might actually be kind of harsh on it. Yeah, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Levity is always good in the show. Yeah, I can see that. Ooh, why was Port Charles a hard watch for you? Port Charles got me into watching General Hospital. So I'm interested why Port Charles was a hard watch. I actually like Lucy on Port Charles v- versus her version on the show now because now her character is just more of a joke. I used to actually like Lucy back in the day on Port Charles. I mean, come on, now she's like walking in men's locker room looking at Chase And I'm like, come on, bro. You know damn well if the roles were reversed and a man walked into a woman's. I shouldn't even have to finish that sentence. Let's just put it that way. So I am genuinely curious why Port Charles was a hard watch. Oh shit. I cannot believe. Okay. All right. I can see that. I can see that. I don't know. I guess that's the stuff that I actually like. I love supernatural type shows, dramas, and stuff like that. But I can see that though. I can see that. I'm still pissed off that they. I'm still pissed off that they canceled Legacies. Still angry about that. I'm so angry that I have to constantly stop myself from making another video about Legacies. It's like, ooh, they got the Vampire Academy. I'm like, it's mm. I get it. I get it. Because I started, here's the thing, I started watching that stuff when they started putting like angels and vampires and whatever that thing was that was like beating people up. Um, that's when I started watching it. And I imagine before then, it was a little bit more grounded. So I can totally understand that. Like a tone change like that. I'm behind you on that. I get that because no one loves tone changes, legacies. Yeah, I I get that. What the hell is going on with my internet? I don't know why. I feel like the internet is actually crapping out on me a little bit. But yeah, no, I get that. I get that. I get that. You know what? What is everyone watching now? I get. I know everyone's watching like soap and stuff like that. But like besides that stuff, what is everyone watching now? What is a show that you would recommend that you're watching currently now? Yeah, 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 uh, not gonna really sit there and get into like possessions and stuff like that, but let's just sit there and say that stuff can that stuff is real. I believe it's real. P Valley, Pine Valley. Yeah, DC was meant to talking about that. I think like they started off with um Kelly Ripa and her husband, and we still got nothing from that. But no, what is shows that people watching now? Like not including the soap operas. What is stuff that everyone's watching now? Or Rise, okay. Every time I sit there and think about All Rise and the woman that plays All Rise, I sit there and remember her from the Netflix Marvel stuff, and I'm just like, ugh. Like once I watch somebody in one thing, it's very difficult for me to separate them. That's why certain people I'm just it's like Joseph Morgan from the originals. He's been doing other things. I'm just like, yes, that is the chai. That is the plan. And I want to thank you real quick. I want to thank everyone for just getting me to 1,000 subscribers. There are so many things that's going on this week that I'm just like still in awe about. This live chat right now. That is true. That is very, very true. Um, and I'm watching them 5 days a week doing the reviews and stuff like that. So it's like, if I have like an hour, what the hell? I just finished watching Hawkeye. Thank you, thank you, because you have been there since day one, and I'm speechless. So yes, thank you. But it's definitely difficult to sit there and watch anything else. Yeah, I mean, soap operas are a lot more modern now than they were back then. You know, they're a lot more modern now. I mean, even when you start looking at some of the openings and stuff like that, like people reading newspapers on their tablets. You had Ava, you had Kate, looking on their stuff on their tablets. And like years ago, that wasn't a thing. You know, that's why it's always really interesting when I see people come in the store. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, of course. I got you. Like I said, you've been there from day one, so like I appreciate the hell out of you. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Hell, even when you sit there and be like, oh yeah, I watch soap operas, you're like soap operas. Like, what? First of all, me being a male and someone sitting there saying, you watch soap operas? Like really? I'm like, yeah, I do. It's pretty great and it's fun and I love watching it. I mean, soap operas is an escapism like anything else. Yeah, soap operas. I mean, and when you think about it, like people sit there and say it's like everything that you watch is a soap opera. Hell, even in well, my senior year, I was watching Degrassi. My senior year of Degrassi, and that's a teen soap opera. I'm like, come on, seriously? Yep. And people still use a lot of their tropes and things of that nature, but they'll still sit there and look down on soap opera. Oh, I used to love Degrassi. Oh my goodness, I used to love Degrassi so much. Um, that show went there. Okay, that show was not shy to go there. They touched so many topics. Like, I used to love that show. And honestly, I'm surprised it lasted as long as it did because when you think about it, they just kept recycling the same things to some extent. I definitely will, and I believe you too. Oh, yo, Gotham Girl was my show. Chuck Bass was my guy right there. Are you kidding me? Chuck Bass, and then of course you had Dan, which ironically, all right, yeah. If you watch that was the name of that damn show. You Dan and you is not that far apart. Hell, it's almost like if Dan decided to be kind of a serial killer or, kind of start killing people, then yeah. No. Is Family Guy, does that consider to be a sitcom? I watch Family Guy. Sitcoms I used to watch used to be Married with Children. Married with Children used to be my show. I don't think that show aged well though. Married with Children used to be my show. I used to love Married Children, Family Matters. Uh, I watched a little bit of Full House, but that wasn't really my show. Hanging with Mr. Cooper, Martin, of course. Oddly, I watched Martin because I used to love his show, but I am more of a Will Smith fan than I am a Martin. I couldn't watch The Fresh Prince of Bel Air. I couldn't. I don't know. I just didn't like any of the other characters. Oh, yeah, their reboot. You know what? Living Singles used to be another show I used to love watching. Me, yeah. Living Singles is another show I used to love watching. But no, Married Children is not gonna. The reboot of Married Children isn't gonna work because not because of the dog. It's just because the stuff that they did. Here's the thing: they used to go. They People said that they used to go too far in the '90s. Okay, I can't imagine. No, it's sort of like when they had the idea of bringing Martin back. I'm like, uh, no, 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 no. Listen, I love Martin, but I'm gonna be honest. There was certain really. You know what? I feel like with the whole Fresh Prince reboot, people just didn't give it a chance. Because I know I'm one of them. And whenever I sit there and think about a reboot, whenever I sit there and think about a reboot, I'm like, Teen Wolf comes to mind. And people didn't give that a chance because, they're used to the Michael J. Fox, the comedy and stuff like that. And yeah, no. Yeah, yeah, and that's why a lot of people didn't give it a chance because they was like, oh, it's not going to be funny and yada yada yada, and it's like, okay. My question for you is, since you watched the reboot, like for me, it's kind of hard for me to get into it because the only person I'm sitting there thinking that could be Will Smith or play that character is Will Smith. So, what are your thoughts on that? RIPJT. What does that mean? If I pronounce you, I'm gonna call you more because I know I'm gonna mess up your first name. Um, and that's the thing. So when you sit there and think about the reboot, I'm like, all right, well, there's only one person that can sit there and be well. So I don't know. I feel like it's a show I can get a chance. I would give a chance to watch if I had time to sit there and watch it. Like I said, I just watched Hawkeye, and that came out months ago. Okay. I mean, here's the thing. I've heard actually a lot of good things about that show. So I don't doubt you on that. I don't doubt you on that. And I know a lot of people will be like, oh well, I don't want to sit there and watch the reboot because it doesn't have. So I get it. I believe you. I cannot believe I actually had 11 to 12 people on my live. I mean, I am just shocked. I am in awe. I've never actually had this much fun doing a live ever. So obviously I'm going to be doing some more lives. That's what it generally comes down to. I'm gonna sit there and start trying to do some more lives on Sunday because I feel like that's a good show day. I know Saturdays people are out, yada yada yada. So I get it. But I'm gonna try to do that. I'm trying to do that. Be lives on Sundays for YouTube, and maybe I'll do something on Saturdays for Instagram. Maybe I'll do something like that for Saturdays for Instagram. So, um, with that being said, I just want to thank everyone for actually joining my live. Listen, I'm gonna get better at these, okay? Cheers was another good show I actually liked. Cheers is actually another show I liked. And then I like Becker also. Becker was a good show. It was a surprisingly good show. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna thank everyone for actually coming on this live. Like I know a lot of other YouTubers like, yeah, thanks for coming on my live, yada yada yada, and I'm like, yeah, you've been doing this for a while, so it's just another typical day for you. But I haven't really done lives before, really, you know. And usually when I do it, which was like very spotty, was like maybe twice, maybe three times, and for like maybe 15 minutes or whatever. Thank you again. Thank you again. I really do appreciate that, Armstrong. I'm trying to call people by the last name because I don't want to mess up the first name. Um, yeah, I want to thank everyone for just give me to that 1,000. Give me to that 1,000. We gotta do like 2,000 now. But you can never stop improving and stuff like that. But I want to thank everyone for just give me to 1,000 and just yeah, that means a lot. That means the world to me. It really does. And even just coming on this live is just like this is a live I'm saving. I'm saving this live. I didn't actually was going to save this live. Trust me more. This success would not be possible without people like you. Funny thing is, I remember watching a little bit of that stuff on SoapNet. But yes, no, I had a really great time. I can see why a lot of people do lives now. I don't know. It's everyone here that actually got me to this point. Even just my self confidence as far as doing these videos and now doing lives. I'm like, I can do lives now. This is fun. I know I'm kind of geeking out right now. I'm gonna probably be doing that for like a little bit until I get used to it. So I want to thank everyone for just rocking with me, geeking out and everything like that. I really do appreciate it. Well, I'm gonna sit there and try to watch some Marvel stuff. Because tomorrow is gonna be soap operas and things of that nature. But this meant a lot. So I want to thank everyone here for again just being here. Cannot say thank you enough. And yeah, I'll see everyone in the next live, which is saying it right now. It's gonna be Sunday. I'm gonna try to push for Sunday. I'm starting to notice that, but it is really because of people like you that actually do tell me that. Like compliments and stuff like that, that genuinely means a lot. Like that's not, you know, it's just like, oh, thank you. So I was like, no, that really means a lot. Thank you. Especially on days where it's hard. You know, I had a long day and stuff like that. I originally planned on just like maybe cleaning for a little bit and then doing a live in like maybe 15 minutes and then just taking a nap. But I actually think I was getting some of these people in there, so went a lot. Anyway, I hope everyone has a great rest of your Sunday. I want to thank you again for coming on my live. We're gonna do this again next Sunday. It is, you know what? It's hard, but it's fun. And knowing that people watch it, that actually like gives me energy and motivation to do it. You know, even on Y&R, because Y&R is actually my toughest one. But knowing that people watch it does make it a lot fun to sit there and talk about it. Hell, even if there's things I don't like about it, I can talk about it. But yeah. So we're gonna sit there and do another live next Sunday. If my work schedule doesn't change, I must sit there and try to go for 6, like today. And I'll do a post, community post about it, um, just to remind people. Thank you, Alice. Really, thank you. Anyway, have a good night, everyone, or good day, depending on what your time zone is, and I will see everyone in the next live.